It's Monday, November 6th. It's our first sit in Kansas this year. Really excited. We're in a set that I put up right before we left last year. It's what we call a catwalk stand. I can literally spit to our other tree, but this one opens up a lot more possibilities. There's a big bur oak right off to my left here, and there's scrapes on it every year. There's 3 little scrapes on it this year so far, and from the other stand we really couldn't shoot well to this part of the field, so we made the move last year. It was all set, ready to go, so pretty excited about it. Really foggy morning. We woke up, it was about 51 degrees. Jimmy said it feels like it's 61. Well, now sitting here in the fog and the moisture, it feels like it's 41, so it's cooled off a bit. I'm overlooking this field. I can't see 100 yards, but so far we haven't seen anything, and so decided I'm going to give the horns a little crack and see if we get anybody moving. It was pretty neat though this morning, sitting in the fog. The turkeys were gobbling on the roost across the field from us, which we don't get to hear a lot here. So that was a really neat part of the morning, but just going to tickle them up a little bit and see if we can get a response. Well, it's Tuesday, November 7th, second day in Kansas. Had a real weird one yesterday. Rattled in like a 140 class. I think it was a 10. I had a couple stickers with pretty good looking deer. He wouldn't commit in. About an hour after that, we saw 3 guys and 4 dogs on a neighboring property, which we rarely see anybody. And then later on in the day, we were going out for our afternoon hunt. We found out what they were doing. Found a giant buck that a young kid shot, a 15-year-old kid. So we found it, and they were looking for it all day. So unfortunately, it told them we lost, but they got the deer. So we'll start off today in the South Stand, one of our greatest stands, and just super slow morning. Just almost 8 o'clock, and finally had an encounter with a really nice, about 120 class 9-point. So it was pretty cool. It was the first time putting up a grapevine mock scrape here in Kansas, and he went right to it and hit it. So hopefully Jimmy got some good footage of that. But we'll sit tight for about an hour. We got to get out of here a little early today. So another foggy day here, but just gonna hope for the best. Thursday, November 9th. That was a really good response to rattling. I saw that buck and 2 does probably almost 200, 150 yards away on the other side of the creek, and he started going south, so I smashed the horns, and man, he just spun and came right around to us. So just need to get some big boys on their feet. seems like it's starting to happen, but just haven't seen that shooter yet. So, but that was a good start. That's Thursday, November 9th. Had a really good morning this morning, other than all the bucks were too small, but they're definitely out looking and searching. Had a really good response to rattling, which is very promising. We're back up in the catwalk stand where we were last night. We had a real close call with a buck that just was borderline, just a little bit too small, but it's a really good spot up here. It's a really good evening spot. There's some deep draws that go back into the prairie, and they're pretty, for this area, they're pretty heavily wooded, so the deer are real comfortable in them. And where we are right now, there's a couple big bur oaks around, and the does have been picking around. I know they like to eat the leaves, but they're probably looking for some of the acorns that dropped earlier. And we've had it on film a couple times, but there's a couple osage trees behind me, and we've seen them eating the rotten osage balls. So for some reason they enjoy it here, and they're comfortable. Last night they hung around for like an hour and 15 minutes around us, so that was very promising. So getting close. We just need one of the does to get hot to get the big guys on their feet. They're just not out there looking yet, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen soon. So maybe tonight's the night. It's Friday, November 10th. Nice and cold, exactly what we wanted this morning, just around 30 degrees. A little frost on the grass, which is nice. Just had one little spike come down from the north, and then we heard a doe down in the creek. So I was looking down south of me, and I saw that little spike again, and then saw a bigger body next to him, and it was a much nicer buck. Hit the horns a little bit, and didn't really respond. And then next thing I know, I think it's the same buck. He came up to where the doe was in the creek. He came up and out into our little piece of woods and just totally circled us. So it looked like he might have been a shooter, probably close to a 140-inch buck. So it's nice to see the better bucks out looking at least. So it's only 8 o'clock. We've got plenty of time. So hopefully it keeps going. It's Friday, November 10th. Had a really good morning this morning. Saw about 5 different bucks, a little bit of chasing, nothing hardcore yet, and one borderline shooter. But they're not really going crazy yet, but they're starting. Haven't seen Mr. Big at all yet until about 20 minutes ago. I have a habit when we come to this stand, because it's on a field edge, and it's like kind of like a hub. A bunch of fingers come together of wooded draws. It's a really nice spot. I have this habit of sneaking up to the top of the rise when we come out of the creek to peek over. Well, I peek over, and Mr. Big's out in the field at 240. Really nice buck. Tall, just a great frame. Hard to tell what he was because we crouched down. And and kind of let him go. He kind of got back into the woods. Hopefully, I don't think he saw or heard us. So we're going to sit tight right now. Thought it was going to be a terrible wind, but it turns out it's going to be one of those good winds for both. It's going to be right on the edge, because if the deer do what they have been doing, we're going to be okay, and it's kind of be almost a favorable wind for them. So, but right now it's starting to go. If the big guys are on their feet in the middle of the day, I mean, obviously a lot of rules go out the window. They can come from anywhere, so it's going to get our head on a swivel, and something's going to break soon, because we're getting opportunities, but just not at the right deer. So maybe tonight's the night, but 10th, 11th, 12th this weekend with great temperatures and the right time of year, so it's got to pop. So tonight would be great. Now, got less than an hour left of daylight, and we haven't seen any deer other than the one in the field on the way in. What we did see was a lost hiker in between us and where the deer were expected to come from, which is always great at 4 o'clock. But I'm going to hit the horns and see if I can stir something up, because they really could be anywhere, so can't hurt. That's Sunday, November 12th. historically like the peak rut day. It's been kind of slow. At 6:45, saw the first 8-pointer, and I ended up grunting to him, and he came in. And then 2 does about 7:45 and 8 o'clock, and then it was absolutely nothing until he lost 2 bucks. And I was like almost 9:20. I was just about to say to Jimmy like 10 minutes ago, I said, I can't believe we're not even seeing some bucks cruising, looking. The big boys just have not shown up yet. It's really odd. Just been a parade of 8-pointers, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to probably sit this out till about 10. I want to go check out one of our old spots at Jimmy's go-to stand just to see what's going on there, and basically go back, get something to eat, and get right back in the stand. We're going to come right back in the stand this afternoon because there's some does up in the bedding area, and the bucks are looking. Just need a big one to start looking. So, but it's the plan. The weather was perfect this morning. It's going to warm up a little bit this afternoon, not too bad. So just got to be in the stand, get some stand time in, and hopefully be in the right place at the right time. It's Sunday, November 12th. This is the 7th day of our hunt. We're right back up in the stand we were in this morning. Just got out, checked another one of our spots, and got some breakfast, and just got right back in. So it's a little after 1. We were driving into where we park, moved some cattle, and there was a buck, a doe, smaller 8-point, but great sign for 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So we got a good 4 hours before sunset, and so we're just hoping for some chance to lay some eyes on a good one today, because we really have only seen one, and that was walking into this stand 3 days ago or so. So we're settled in nice. It's a little warm. It's like 69 degrees, but once it happens, it can happen. Temperature doesn't really matter, but so we're gonna sit tight and enjoy this, and hopefully we get some action. Wow. November 12th did not disappoint. We had bucks everywhere. There was one point there was 3 bucks making scrapes at one time. Had this tough 8-point over here. He went in and fought that 12-point right in front of us, which was really cool. Then I had the 12-point, probably at like 22 yards, standing in a scrape, and I couldn't move because there was a little buck behind us blowing. I was afraid if I turned, he'd blow up and blow everything up. So, and then here comes another shooter. I think it was a 9-point, big, tall, long tines. And he came down and then he looped back around closer to me, and I don't know, the shot was probably the same thing, like 20, 22, and I leaned back to get around a tree, and it felt good, but shot right underneath him. So, and now the cows are pouring into the field, which we've avoided all week, but now I hope that doesn't mess this spot up. But we got another 5 days to hunt. Hopefully I can redeem myself quickly so Jimmy can get an opportunity, but that's disappointing, but it's happening obviously, so we'll keep at it. Monday, November 8th. No, it's the 8th day of our hunt. It's November 13th. Getting confused, we've been here so long. We had an unbelievable evening hunt last night out of the stand. Just, there was too many bucks to count. We just basically saw everything there is to see, from fighting to posturing to snort wheezes and, dominance. It was just unbelievable. Could have shot probably 6 different bucks under 10 yards, just not the ones we're after. And then when I finally did get an opportunity, I didn't make the best of it. So hopefully redeem myself tonight with a better shot. Missed a 21-yarder, a really nice 9-pointer. Shot right under him, which is good, clean miss. But it's warm again. It's close to 70, and it's basically the same temperature last night. Wind is all over the place. Switch directions like every 2 minutes, so we're just hoping for half of the action we had last night, but take the same thing in a heartbeat. But I wouldn't expect that because that doesn't happen very often. So it's like 2 o'clock. We've got 3 hours and 40 minutes till we're out of camera light, so hopefully it kicks up like it has been and stays that way so we can get an opportunity. Tuesday, November 14th. This is the 9th day of our hunt. We've kind of just been flip-flopping between two stands. Our south stands, which is usually just money, and this is the new catwalk, we call it. Actually had to pull the original set from the south stand. I think it was like 13 years it's been in there. We've changed stands out a couple times, but the tree is not in good shape, so we had to find one. I found one less than 15 yards away, so I think it actually might be a better coverage on both runs, so time will tell. Anyway, it's been slow down there, so we're probably kind of going to abandon that most of the rest of the hunt. We're going to have to kind of go to the well, being the catwalk, because this is where we're seeing bucks up here, and there's like 3 breeding scrapes up on this little shelf. We've seen bucks and does hit them, so we know that they're here. For some reason the deer have been hammering these Osage balls. I know people don't really see them doing that, but we've seen 5 different deer eating them. Yesterday we had a little buck smashing one with his hoof and eating it, so we're in a good spot. We have a really good wind for tonight, so hopefully it continues. The cows are all down south, which is another bonus. So it's like 3 o'clock now. We're just hoping that the action starts soon, but we're in a good spot, and we're hunting hard. We're not giving up. We still have 3 more days to hunt after this, so hopefully I can get something killed so Jimmy can hunt for the last 3. So, but we need a little luck tonight, so hopefully it happens. It's Wednesday, November 15th. This is the 10th day of our hunt. We've been grinding it pretty good. Typical Kansas had us up and downs, and kind of everybody's been going through it here. This morning was our first 0. Didn't see a deer. When we were walking out, we were halfway to the truck. It's almost probably 3/4 of a mile walk. One of the bucks we call the boss was pushing everybody around the other night. He was on lockdown with the doe. He was standing on the edge of this little draw at 10:30 in the morning, just standing there. We could get binoculars on him, and obviously there was a doe down bedded in there, so hopefully she drags him by tonight. We're going to run a decoy tonight. We're on the edge of this big field where a couple bucks have come out, and we can get their attention maybe, and that guy has been really aggressive, so we got a little bobblehead Bucky out there, so hopefully if he does come out, maybe he gets his attention and brings him in close for a shot. But we've got 2 more days to hunt after today. Just hoping to get something done. Really kind of at a loss. We've got a couple stands we're doing, and that's it. So today I got getting dressed to come out, and I was like, I gotta change it up a little bit. So I put on our brand new Gettin Stickbow closed t-shirts with our new logo, and I walk out of my room. Jimmy's got his shirt on, so we thought that was a pretty good omen, and maybe something lucky. So keep an eye out, because they'll be available soon, probably in the next couple weeks. But anyway, it's winding down. It's 73 degrees today, which isn't great. The mornings have been cool, the afternoons have been pretty warm. So, but I killed the biggest deer in my life, and it was 78 degrees. So you just got to be out here. So hopefully maybe the decoy helps us out tonight, but we're grinding it out still. A couple more days left, and even though we've been hunting a lot, it's going to be sad to leave. So hopefully we can bring some meat home. We're coming to the end of day number 10. Up until today, we at least saw a deer every post. Today we put up back-to-back zeros. A little disappointing, because stand that we're in is like a hub, and there's wooded draws, creek bottom, all come together. We can see a long way. We've seen a tail. Disappointing because we only have 2 days left. We were planning on staying out of our south stand because we hadn't seen any shooters, but we've been seeing deer there and some good bucks. So we'll be there tomorrow morning. Our brand new set that I moved yesterday. So just need a little change of luck. Need a little change of scenery, I guess, maybe to see some deer. But like I said, a little disappointing, but we're gonna keep going. Got 2 more days. It's amazing how it can turn on and off like a light switch here. We haven't had hardly any rut activity since Sunday. This is Thursday, November 16th. This is the 11th day of our hunt. And we had the same doe and fawn came up from the south early, before 7. And was figuring it was just going to be another lull. Jimmy saw some running up north, and he ended up driving them down. This was an hour after. Real big shooter. Came down and followed them down. And then we heard commotion on the other side of the creek, which is probably 200 yards away. And that big one and another shooter were fighting pretty hard. And then the little buck came back up from the south. He was following the whole train before, but it's just back on because we got a little cold front coming in. We have the rest of today, and we have tomorrow, which is supposed to be real cold in the morning. So just need one to come up the right run, but at least they're active again.
Yeah.
Hold on. He's down. Kansas is nuts. This is the new south stand. Boy. I moved this set here, I guess, 2 days ago. And kind of told you a little earlier, the does came up, 2 does came up from the south at about 6:45, and then a little after 8 o'clock. They come running down, and this buck was behind them, and then, like I said earlier, we heard him fighting with another buck on the other side, which was the first buck that just came up the run. I was getting into position to shoot that one, and I saw that the bigger buck was behind him, and so he just came in. I stopped him, and it looks like about a, I don't know, 17, 18 yard shot, and I just hammered him. Feels awesome. We were just trying to figure out what we were going to do the rest of the day. I think we know what we're going to do now. So day 11, we've been pushing hard and grinding, and finally got one done. Wow. Jimmy's got a little bit of time, and we're going to have a cold front come in tomorrow. It's supposed to be in the low 30s, and obviously it's going on, so we got a really good chance to do almost you think impossible starting this morning, but maybe get two. So just going to give this guy a little bit of time and go down and get him. But man, so exciting. Can't believe it. Thanks, bud. Thanks for hanging in and filming for 11 days. I'd have done the same for you, you know that. But man, very cool, very cool, very excited. Yeah. Well, we had a walking blood trail. Unbelievable blood. Must have been a hard shot the way the arrow went in. And just wanted to show you on the walk up here. This is where he stopped and paused and was getting confused, but there's just blood everywhere. And couldn't find my arrow yet, but maybe he must have carried it and it flew out. But let's go take a close look at it. Well, what an outstanding hunt it's been so far. This is, like I said, day 11. Just really have had the roller coaster ride of the rut and of the weather. When the weather was nice and cold, we had great activity. It warmed up and it slowed down. It's been kind of slow all this week, so this is the 3 days in a row we barely saw deer. And then with the cold front coming in tomorrow, it just got kicked up a notch, and like I just said earlier, we saw this guy chasing the two does down, and then they got to a battle royale across the creek, and then they came back up at 10 o'clock, and he gave me an opportunity, and there was a 16-yard shot, and we usually like to clean them up a little bit before we do an interview, but it was a hard shot, and there's just blood everywhere, so just do our best here, and another great year here in Kansas. We've got a day and a half left, and with the cold front coming, Jimmy's got an opportunity to get some meat to take home. So, but more off, I'd like to thank my wife Judy for, letting me live my passion and not even blink twice when she knows I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks, because when there's no pressure from home and you can really focus on hunting, you just can't buy that. And but thank you, honey. I appreciate everything you let me do. So can't wait to give you a call and tell you about this nice buck. So, but we're going to get him cleaned up, and we're going to get changed and get back out so we can get Jimmy on the stand and not waste any time.